What's up, everyone? We will start soon. All right, so how loud is the music, the background music in relation to my voice? Is it fine? Is it not too loud? I've always have issues setting this up. Okay, good. I have a new term, an acronym I use. Instead of TGIF, it's TGIT, because Thursday, after Thursday's video in the morning, I don't have to prepare a video for Friday morning because I do the live show. So when it comes to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I have to prepare those Monday through Thursday videos. It's tough sometimes. Yeah, YouTube automatically uploads a recorded copy of the live stream like an hour or so after, and it makes it available on my channel. So I don't really have to record it. Cool. We have 61 people here. It is 10:31. Gonna get started here momentarily. I got some first-timer people here. Cool stuff. Jason, I had to put out, well, you know, technically my channel I think is about 8 years old. I never took it seriously for the first 4 years, so just I put out like 5 videos a year. It was a random thing, and then I got real serious about it and put out tons of videos. I put a video out every day for like about 100 days, 4 years, like back in 2014. And I went from 6,000 subscribers to 35, I think, thousand in that year. Yeah. I do full YouTube full time, but I also do take maybe one client a month. All right, we're gonna get started though. All right, so let me get rid of this overlay here, and then get this overlay. There we go. Cool stuff. I love this software. It's called vMix. All right, so if you're new, the format of this live show, which is every Friday at 10:30 a.m. ET, is such that the beginning portion of this live stream, I do a Q&A reveal, as I call it, a question and answer. So the first 4 days of the week, Monday through Thursday, those videos, I ask a question in those videos, and then I request, you know, you the viewers to answer them, the question that I give, and then I pick out just a few of those questions or those answers, and I give my thoughts on them. And then also the second half is a portfolio review. If you're a designer and you want my thoughts, you know, about what I think you could improve about your portfolio design or just your other designs in general, you can submit it at the Discord server. And so the link's up there up top. Yeah, up there. My hand's getting cut off. And then also, once you join this Discord server, which is a chat app, this is it, you go to the Portfolio Submissions tab here, or the channel right here, and then just submit. So we already have 4 post in my site at the top. Zord, I would post this again right here because I only try to take the submissions during the live feed that were submitted, and if there's some left over, I'll take it, but usually that doesn't happen. Also, Superchats. If you really want your portfolio reviewed, I will definitely give you priority if you send a super chat. So there's a little like what do you call a little, actually let me just bring it over here. There's a little in the YouTube chat section, there's a little money icon. If you click that, you can send anywhere from like $2 to like a lot more. And then just if you do that, just mention your name in the YouTube chat, your Discord username, and then I'll make sure to get to you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the Q&A reveal. All right. So Monday's question was, do you use a Mac or PC for designing or coding? I knew I was going to get a ton of comments. I think I got 120. And by the way, I answered these questions myself. So for me, I started off about 20 plus years ago when I was in middle school, like in 1996. And I played games, of course, like Doom and stuff. And because I was a big gamer, I never really had an interest in Mac. And so I also found that when I got into development using Visual Basic and I got into design using Photoshop, Windows was always the thing that I used. I never had a need to get a Mac. And I found that to be consistent throughout the years. You know, I was a big gamer all the way up until about 5 or 6 years ago. I just completely lost interest. I think that coincided with having kids. And Mac, though, obviously, in the design community in particular, has been a real big thing, especially with the Mac exclusive apps like Sketch and stuff. I still haven't yet purchased one. I tried an iMac a year or two ago, and I found it to be slow, and maybe that was because of the hard drive. And so now I'm at a situation where I think I probably will get a Mac soon, but it's going to have to be a Mac Pro. All right, so let's check out some of the questions that I picked out. I can't even remember which I did pick out. We'll see here. I'm using a PC for both, and my argument is that I'm broke and I can't afford a pricey Mac. I found that we received a lot of these type of comments, by the way. All right, PC, not because I like it, but I could also run Steam at the same time. So thus, if you're a gamer and you have a limited budget and you can't have both of them, well, you're going to choose PC. And that's the only reason I use PC at all. I'm looking at myself and there's a delay. I need to get this off screen so I'm not screwing around here. Okay. I use a Mac, stability, plenty of quality software, Unix bash out of the box. 5K iMac is the perfect machine for designer and developer. And then I use DesignCourse, and I wasn't even aware that, you know, I'm an operating system, so that's pretty sweet. So Tuesday's video, or question rather, is if you're a freelancer, how many clients do you deal with on average in a 30-day period? I honestly, this is a crappy question. I knew it wouldn't get many responses because mainly there's so many of you who are just starting out and don't really have any clients, unfortunately. For me, throughout 20 years, this question, my answer is really varied. At my highest point, when I was dealing with a ton of clients, when I was doing almost exclusively logo design work, because I ranked real high in Google, and just I had a ton of traffic from people wanting logo designs or wanting to learn how to design their own logo. I was dealing with, like, literally, I had 30 orders a month. I basically got a logo order every day for a month, or I mean every day for 4 to 5 or 6 years. I mean, that's how much I was working on this stuff. And still, I only worked like part-time. I was stupid. I should have worked more. But it was good money, though. But these days, I only take on one client a month, if that. That's it, because my focus is on the instructing stuff. All right, let me make sure everything's going okay. Being from Ohio, do you ever attend Code Mash? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I'm kind of like a homebody. I don't really. Maybe I'll check that out though. Hi, no one these days, and if you need a web designer, please contact me. Thank you. All right, contact Vinay Kumar. All right, everybody. All right. So like I said, there was only like 5 responses, and the most was 1 to 2 clients per month, which is fine if you're getting paid a good amount or you have a different job. The question from Wednesday is, what other learning resources outside of this channel do you learn from? All right, so for me personally, I'll probably, if I want to learn something new, the very first thing I go to is Google, and I just type it in, whatever the name of, if it's a new technology or a language or something, and I'll just type it in just to find the official website associated with that, and then I will see if they have learning resources or documentation, and then I'll go back to Google and I'll type in like that name plus tutorials, and I'll see what comes up. And obviously, I'm always going to check out YouTube to see if there's anybody has actually covered on their channel. I'll check out Udemy. I will check out then Pluralsight, which I've been an instructor. I have like 25 courses with them that I created, and then you can also check out Skillshare. Skillshare, which is my new sponsor, by the way, for this month. They're sponsoring 15 videos actually. Some of you probably will have noticed that. And traditionally, they've been real strong in design, like creative fields, but they're having an emphasis on coding, covering coding courses as well, which they already have. So those type of resources like LinkedIn Learning and who bought lynda.com, I've done some courses for them. Always check those out as well. If you really want to learn something specific and have a really comprehensive course, joining a site like Skillshare or Pluralsight or LinkedIn Learning or lynda.com is worth it because there's no commitments. Just join for a freaking month and then just cancel if you want. All right. So it's trial and error equals 10. YouTube equals 7. Google's 5. Stack Overflow is 6. And Udemy is 9. All right. Interesting take on it. I generally use podcasts, Syntax, Full Stack Radio with Adam. This is an interesting approach. Traversy Media on YouTube is awesome, and I think the number one learning resource that people said was Traversy Media, which is Brad Traversy on YouTube here, which is justifiable. And then also Coding Tech has videos on conferences. Watching your video was my first exposure to Sass. Awesomely helpful. Thanks. And that's because this question was posed on my Sass course for beginners, and I wasn't sure if I should do that because Sass is relatively old. There's so many resources out there, but then I realized there's a lot of new people, and there was a bunch of people who said this is their first time ever watching Sass, so I'm glad I covered it. And then I used the web. Dude uses the web. I thought people used the library sometime, but I'm glad you clarified that for us, Carlton. All right. And then the last question, very last question. How much experience do you have with Vue? And this is, of course, on yesterday's Vue tutorial where I showed you how to use the new Vue UI, which is awesome. Everybody check that out. That video, by the way, has exploded more so than any of my other videos. And so for me personally, how much experience do I have with Vue? I would say of the big 3 front-end frameworks / libraries in terms of JavaScript, if we're talking about React, Vue, or Angular, I have the most experience with Angular. That's the one I've covered the most naturally. So Vue would probably fall second, and then React would be after that. I've touched React a little bit. I know it's so popular. I really need to get in there and learn it more. I just didn't like the JSX syntax. I hated the templating. But again, that's stupid. Anyhow, so with Vue itself, though, I really like Vue. It's very simple and easy to use. I found no issues when I was trying to learn it. When it came to React and Angular, I kind of had more issues understanding some of the concepts and how things work. But Vue was very straightforward. And now that they have this this user interface, they're really growing with popularity. All right. No experience, but here's where you come in. Hopefully, no, for sure. I'm going to be covering Vue a lot more. I'm working with Angular, but this is awesome. I'd love to have that UI to manage Angular projects. I've watched a video about a comparison of Vue, React, and Angular, and they said Vue is bad, so I was never interested. You can't go off of that, though, especially if it's just one resource, because bias is strong out there in the design and coder world. Amazing. When do we get one for Angular? I have a lot of Angular fans here, obviously, because I've covered Angular content. But you know what? The cool thing, the reason I've included this comment was the cool thing about Vue and competition in general is, if one company does something that just kicks the ass out of the other companies and it's really popular, that's going to light a fire under, the ass of other people, other companies, to really one-up them. And that's the beauty of the free market. Yeah, it may suck for the companies, you know, that have to contend with this, but it's awesome for the end user, the consumer, essentially. Just the same thing with Framer X. You know, Framer is a Mac OS only app, but I haven't covered it. But they contacted me to be a potential influencer for Framer X, which is going to be releasing sometime in the fall. Betas just went out shortly. I told them, well, if you guys buy me a Mac OS, I'll cover it for you. I never heard back from them since. But Framer X is doing something really unique that's really going to make all the other prototyping and UI design tools try to step up their game as well, because they're integrating with React. So Framer X is you know, just another example of, you know, just like Vue's doing something unique with their user interface for creating and managing projects. Framer X is doing something that's also going to really encourage the other companies to follow suit in some way. All right, so yeah, all you've missed is the Q&A stuff. All right, so we're done here with the question and answer portion, and so now I'm going to check out our Discord, and we're going to start doing the portfolio reviews. All right, so I'm checking out the chat here. I'm going to drink some water here. And yes, I use a big ass gallon milk jug for my water. All right, I'm lazy. Okay, so how many do we have here? All right, holy crap. Yeah, we got a lot. All right, so I'm telling you right now, as these keep coming in, I'm probably not going to be able to get to all of them. I'm going to take them in the order that they came. However, starting with if a super chat comes in, and what a super chat is if you where the hell is it? 1 second. What the hell? 1 second. I'm trying to drag the super chat window over. There it goes. So if you click on this little thing right here in the YouTube chat, and you click send a super chat, you can send me money. I'm a capitalist, greedy pig. No, but if you send money, I will make sure to get to yours no matter what. The more you pay me, the more I'm going to spend time on your review. And then for the amount, just simply put in your Discord username, and then I'll look for your submission here. All right, and then that will definitely, especially, I say this lasts an hour, but as long as there's super chats, I will keep it open for as long as possible. But nobody has sent a super chat yet, so let's just start at the very top. All right, so let's go up here. The very top here on August 3rd, this was submitted. All right, so 1023. I'll start with this one because Pro in Focus and Tushar, this was way earlier before the live chat. Now, I only want to do the ones that were submitted during the live chat. So this is only a couple minutes, so he's still here. So let's do Raja. Let's open up this link. And it's showing on my other desktop. 1 second. All right. Just make sure I have my chat open here. I don't know how much they take out of the super chat thing. Okay, so that's funny because this is the very first review, and I'm always. By the way, let me get rid of that overlay. Yeah, this is the very first review, and I'm always. I always at least once will receive a submission with these entanglement sort of Vertex backgrounds. So they're really huge trend right now. I'm not saying not to do it, but a ton of people are using these right now. All right, so outside of that, the first thing I'm noticing here is I would probably try to condense this type area right here. It's not bad, though. In terms of color and contrast, you can definitely read this. You can definitely see this. I would maybe move it up just a tad bit. Maybe move these together a little bit. It's a little bit spaced out, just a tad bit too far. Let's go down. Oh, by the way, the navigation up here where it says blog, books, projects. that needs to stick out a little bit more. There's not enough contrast up there. So I would either make these bold and or lighter so that it contrasts more with that background. I would center this more vertically. It's just kind of up there and there's more space at the bottom. Coming down here, again, more padding because the R is real, it's large and it's tucked right up on the top of this point. Also the bottom here, same thing. You're going to want to add more padding. You got the padding right here in the white space, but up here at the bottom, not equivalent. So I would work on that. All right, this is pretty cool. I can definitely see this headline and sub-headline with the watermark background. I would probably bold these up so they're easier to see, just a tad bit. This is fine in my opinion. All right, this is nice and easy to understand. All right, reasons from the internet. I'd probably word this a little bit differently in that as well. Yeah, everything here is pretty good. I'm not sure about this green in relation to the blue. It's not bad though. Maybe a darker blue back here would be a little bit better. It would create more contrast. Too much empty space right here. You don't want this. I would just move this part up. Get in touch, make that bolder, move this up, create more separation visually, which is called visual hierarchy. Look it up. This is a good contact form, looks easy to see. All right, thank you for the submission. All right, checking out the Superchats. Yeah, nobody sent everything. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, we got to Behance. All right, let's see here. So it looks like mainly UI stuff. So I'll just pick out a couple, and might as well just start with the first one here. Netflix user-friendly design. From this example alone, let me click on it, make it larger. Looks solid to me in terms of thumbnails and navigation, easy to see. Yep, good stuff. Nothing really there to critique, in my opinion. Let's look at this one. Everyone have their own persona. It was very scary. Hopefully I'm not lagging, by the way. Is everything going smooth here? Yeah, there's not really too much here happening for me. I mean, a good call to action. I just did a video this week on Monday, I believe, or Tuesday, about call to actions, all about call to actions and how to create good ones. This is pretty solid. It contrasts well with the background. Good ad copy here. Good color. We'll do one more. Let me do one that looks like it might be a little bit more in depth. We'll try this one. Why is everything going so slow? No, I've been having big issues with my my internet lately. I actually have 100 megs down, so this like never happens. All right, this actually looks pretty solid. I like the type here. I'll probably differentiate the sign up and login a tad bit more, aside from just separating through position. But still, that's a minor gripe. Call to actions could probably stand out a little bit more because of the white in the background image. But no, overall, feels like I reviewed this before. Hopefully not. But no, everything looks solid here. Definitely doesn't appear to be a beginner, that's for sure. I feel like I've reviewed this before. Dang it. All right. Let's see here. Hello. Coffee ready for your portfolio review. All right, we're going to open this up. Checking out the thing over here. All right, we're 25 minutes in so far. What the hell? Oh, I already did that one. Saigama. I think I've already done yours before. This is a template site meant to be a templated site. I'm not sure if I really want to do a templated site. Meant to be a resume. So if it's if you're submitting something that was like you didn't design, I'm not really interested in reviewing it because you didn't design it. Overall, it's pretty solid, but that's because it's a template and there's probably a skilled designer behind it. I mean, it looks good from here. Let's check this one. All right, Geeky SRM. We have a GitHub IO page. Definitely create more separation between your name and the subtitle here. So, oops. Get this out. You could do that through font weight, and then also font size. We increase it maybe to 1.7 EM, and that's better. That way you can see it a lot better. There's a subtle background behind these the social icons. I would get rid of that. It's a very light gray that doesn't serve any purpose. This is probably a little bit too large. I would push it down as well. You want white space, from your elements, especially at the header. The home, my blog, about me, skills, projects, contact. That looks like a default, like WordPress type theme sort of situation. I've seen this a lot. You need to separate those out a lot more though, or a fair amount more, because they're all just real close to each other. Who I am, hi you. Separate these out a little bit more because things are really condensed right here. Other than that, I like the type. Good stuff here. My skills and expertise. I probably wouldn't wrap this around in a border because it feels like it should be a button that you click, but it's not. So this is redundant as well because you have my skills and expertise, but then you have another my skills heading. I would get rid of that. This is simple. Fine here. Yeah, same thing with this. I would probably just get rid of either this section or this section, but don't have them both. This is good. I like this design. Not sure if you designed that though. Everything here is pretty solid. We have a good card-based design stuff. Hopefully you design this and I'm not just critiquing some other designer's work. All right. Let's do the next one. We'll do this right here. All right, so there's a troll link somewhere. And this is not loading. Hopefully this is not a issue with my connection. I mean, the other ones were loading, at least. I'll let this sit, though. So there's a troll link here somewhere. Delete. Okay. Did that load yet? Come on, man. It's not loading at all. All right, well, we'll go on to the next one. I'll let that sit there. Okay, I already did one from you, Raja, so I'm not going to do that again. Let's do this one. Open link. All right, ready for a website. All right, I like the background here. It's definitely kind of blurred out and it has it lacks contrast a lot, which is good. That way the foreground elements themselves will contrast with the background. contact now, I would probably create more white space between the type and the button itself. It looks kind of a little bit too small, but really that's a small gripe. Home About Me, Contact, I'd space those out a little bit further. Otherwise, it's fine. Maybe a little bit more contrast on these. This card-based design, I like that. If you center the headlines, I would probably also center this stuff as well. Or if you don't do that, then just left align the headline or the header part. Otherwise, this is good. I like that. Simple. All right. This is good. All right. The icons are just kind of, I would move everything together like this. So there's not so much white space between this and this. There's too much space between these elements. Otherwise, it's fine. How I work, pricing and payments. This is pretty solid. Maybe create a little bit more white space here. Shrink these up a tad bit. I mean, really, just I have minor issues with everything going on here. This is pretty solid right here from what I see. Good stuff. And I should be opening these up initially off the browser in case somebody was trying to be silly and send, you know, like porn or something. Let's see here. Zax Web was the last one. Let's open the link. All right. Looking at the comments here. Oh, here we go. That one design, or this one loaded up finally. All right, major issues here. Let's make some quick fixes about this. Font size 3em would work. Font size 1.3. Margin top. Oops, 30 pixels. Your call to action button, that's a button, right? Yep, that's a button. You gotta, yeah, definitely margin top, 30 pixels, background. Yeah, there's a lot you have to improve here. This well, I don't know, we'll just say this color, and then we'll font size, padding, give it a lot of padding. So there, we've already made a lot of improvements. I mean, I would change it up probably still a little bit more, but what that was before was way worse. If I refresh this, we'll see how much more of an improvement this is as opposed to that. Yeah, definitely have to improve that. This up here is not too bad. I mean, I would probably shrink the size of this. It's unnecessarily large. You can notice that it has an alignment issue where it's more towards the bottom than it is the top. So yeah, this is overall is pretty good. I mean, this center portion, you know, has a lot of room for this to contrast well, but definitely fix that other stuff. Get rid of this this shadow or this gray soft area because it's clashing too much with the yellow. This me is just kind of left over here by itself, and then you have yourself right here. So there's an alignment issue with that. This isn't too bad. I would probably increase the size, especially on this viewport resolution. Yeah, definitely increase that a little bit. Probably shrink it in so it's not so long. You have to, you're on this resolution at least. I'm really having to scan this a lot. This I would get rid of that because there's no details underneath it. You just I don't. It's just details, and there's no details. I want details if you're going to say it. Work. You're definitely getting the concept of white space right, but maybe a little bit too much for sure. This should probably stick out a little bit more. So yeah, I would say definitely I would check out, I would go to the design inspiration websites and kind of check out landing page designs and really get a feel for modern landing page design. I mean, just actually small changes would actually go a long way with this design. There's just some things that are really wrong that could be easily corrected to make it much better. All right, we'll go to the next one. And by the way, we have probably about 25 minutes left. And if you want to ensure to get your own your review in, send a super chat. Nobody has so far, but that's fine. Let's see here. Hi, I'm Tushar. I create progressive web apps. What is happening up there? No, that's I mean, it's a cool little effect, but no. Do you just have a line up there? I thought it was supposed to be a logo or something, and it's just like highlighted or something, but this is no good. And that looks like chopsticks instead of your conventional X. So just stick with what people know, and also, you know, to let people know that this is an actual menu. Change it to cursor pointer because it's not changing. People also aren't used to having a menu on the upper left and also it being so big. This looks like also that that recent what was it? There was a kind of like a gay support thing or something where it's two equal. Oh, it's like an equality thing. Just stick with the typical 3-line hamburger menu thing. Yeah, so probably position this to the right and put your name up here. That's a standard convention. You don't have to be really unique, so unique that you're breaking patterns that people are used to, especially when it comes to navigation. Yeah, ActiveEq, I'm not going to sit here and like crap on everybody's design. I try to be constructive about it. All right, so next, this is a lot better than what was happening up here. Maybe use white instead of this. It would still contrast well. Dark just makes it feel dark in this context. And this is not bad. This card-based design. I would get rid of the yeah, don't do that. Don't do the hover thing either. I would get rid of the stroke, and it would look a lot better. Like for instance, if I click on this, oh, there it is. Get rid of the borders. There. It's just like improved already big time. Just get rid of the stroke there. This is fine down here. Yeah, I would probably make this white instead of dark. All right, so yeah, just a few things here to fix. You definitely understand the concept of white space, so that's good. All right, who is that dude? Let's see where I'm at. All right, TK develop, okay. Done some more work on my portfolio. Can you do mine at the end? I'm not sure if I'm going to remember to do it. So I remember I did look at your site, I think possibly last week. But if you updated it, that's I'll look at it real quick. All right, we got these backgrounds. That's fine. I'm still trying to separate this out a little bit more with this. This is good because it's definitely different from the other things visually, because it's thicker, it's larger. This is good as well in relation to just these two elements, but then this down here, I would try to do something else to separate this visually. You could do a number of things, like push it down maybe a little bit more, or wrapping it in some type of light container. All right. This is, I think it's definitely better from what I recall from last week. So good stuff. Let's see here. Coming up next, portfolio submissions. I have a project to take feedback. This is, all right, so let's open that. Flexbox layouts, real world CSS layouts made using CSS Flexbox property. Also, take a look at the CSS grid as well. Bitcoin hero section. All right, what's happening up here? What the hell's going on? you have some type of issue with the CSS where this is supposed to be inside of this container right here, well, that's fine. Maybe I'll help push it down for you. All right, that's better. All right, simple logo area, navigation's fine. This area is fine. Obviously, you want to make this equal white space on the top and bottom. Check layouts, sticky footer. Oh, so this is like a navigation of sorts. Okay. Really simple. It's effective. It works though. Yeah. Nothing too much to critique here, just because there's not a lot happening. But yeah, good stuff. What's going on here? Let's see the next one. Can you review and critique two of my particular UX, UI UX designs instead of portfolio in general? I would really love to have a support from experienced designer about my work, blah, blah, blah. Also, I sent it already. I don't know what that means. Well, I'll just take a look at a couple of these. By the way, it's will be done in about 19 minutes. I assume this here. Yeah, this is a GIF, so I'm not sure if it's just loading slow or if it's just taking. Yeah, it's loading still. Let me get these up and loaded. That way they can take their time and load, and I'll check them out in a second. Let me go just continue on here. All right. Jesus. This is the problem, by the way, when it comes to internet service providers and their damn geographic, regional, government-protected monopolies. They just suck. They suck. They're horrible. Competition is what we need. Anyhow, taking a look at this one. Yeah, let's see here. Home, about us, services, blog content. Maybe make that a little bit bigger, space it out a tad bit more. This is too tiny. You can barely even see this logo. It's pixelated quite a bit. So rework that for sure. Simple kind of slider right here. Coming down here, not enough separation. I would use like maybe a card-based approach with this. I would get rid of the yeah, it doesn't make sense that only on hover you're having this little box shadow at the bottom. I would remove that. And I would also just get rid of these lines right here, these separating lines. They're not needed. And then make these bold so that they contrast more, you know, from the description. All right, so if I real quickly, you know, delete that, and I'm just going to do one of these to show you. Font weight is going to be bold, and then the margin, there's too much margin or space from them, so margin bottom. I'm not sure what he's applying to this. Maybe I could do negative. Why isn't that working? Yeah, what the hell? Oh, it's an H5. I think I was applying it on the wrong element. Okay, padding bottom. Yeah, more like 15 pixels, not 43. Or maybe 20 pixels. There we go. So this looks a hell of a lot better than the other ones, the other three. You could probably still improve it a little bit more, making this maybe just taking that down just a notch. Where is it at? Right there. The font size, maybe just 0.95 EM, maybe. There we go, a lot better. So now there's a lot of separation. I would move it away from this side. There's not enough white space above these, and push this all down. Who are we? Make that bold. I'll separate it out a little bit more. Maybe make this a slight, maybe, Yeah, no, that's fine. And then get rid of the drop shadows on this. It doesn't work in this context here. I would use more of like do a Google search for like card-based designs so you can get some other ideas for this. And then some of our clients, I would definitely change this up because nothing's showing up by default, and it's showing up on top of the left and right navigation buttons. So, yeah, just some minor changes. I mean, it's not the worst one I've ever seen, but it could also be improved. All right, so thanks for that. All right, 45 minutes. All right, so who was the last one? OSTECH. Okay, so this is the next one. This is first product use animation of me. All right, web for something solutions. Let's see here. Web 4G solutions. All right, some really interesting stuff is occurring right now. So WEB4G. I don't know what is happening. Okay, so this is interesting. I would stick that up here, not this. This is just confusing. So make this the first thing that shows up by default. That looks a lot better than having to click this strange vertical button. It's a little bit quite confusing. I mean, it has potential. I like the background. I like the colors. But yeah, make this the thing that shows up first. All right, so what do these buttons do? Okay. Interesting use of animation. Kind of just leaves you hanging though, because I'm not sure where I'm supposed to click afterwards. So you know, utilize call to actions of some sort, whether it be a form or a button to take them to a new area. So here's the menu. It's pretty solid. We got a search bar here. Yeah, ignore that thing that just showed up. I do have interesting clients. Anyhow, yeah, make this part show up first. There's just, I'm not too sure about this. There's Web 4G just kind of just sprayed all over the place. Still though, yeah, there's a lot of good things happening, but it's just, that's confusing. And also give them a direction. Give them somewhere else to go after this, something to do. Like if you want them to hire you or buy a service or something, make that obvious. All right. All right. What was that? Oh, let's check and see if those GIF images are loaded up. Yes, they are. All right, we'll start with this one. This looks pretty solid from what I'm seeing. I mean, of course, it's pixelated because it's a GIF file. I would probably move that text over a little bit more. It's close to this navigation, all this text right here. Move of it over more. Overall, it looks pretty solid to me. Let's check this one out. Good use of colors and contrast. I like the type. Yeah, solid stuff. I can tell you're definitely not a beginner, so yeah, just a few things. Let's get rid of this. All right, check the next one. I am starving, by the way. It's 48 minutes. We'll do this for like 12 more minutes. If I don't get to yours, just send a super chat and I'll do it. Do the next one. Oh, wait, didn't. Is that the next one? Yeah. Open this. All right. Okay, so we have an issue with white space and spacing things out. You need to space things out a lot more because you have your, in terms of the color scheme, I like it. And things, you know, they complement each other well, but things are really just crunched up together. You got to space these things out. You know, whatever this is, space that out, push this down a lot more. Push this down a lot more as well. We have uneven white space from the bottom of this container to the top, as we could see. So that makes it inconsistent. And then this down here, you know, you gotta really push these things out more. I'll just do one real quick for a second. So like this, margin, There we go. I mean, it should at least be like this. And then push this out as well, the bottom of this from the top of this and such, and you'll improve it. I'm not sure about this font though. It seems too juvenile. You know, it's almost like a Comic Sans situation occurring here for these headers. So if this is a serious site, which I can't read this, yeah, I only know English. Assuming it's a serious site, it looks like a serious site. Don't use that font. Change that to something else. All right. All right, looking at this. We'll do this one. And I'm loading this off screen because I don't want somebody trolling me. All right. Work process, about and contact. I would probably put those together so that it's not just split up into two different menus. Having two different menus in the same bar would make sense if it's relevant to make, you know, like if you have a login and sign up and then you have your main navigation, you could do that. But these all seem like they would be the same, you know, they're on the same wavelength. So just stick them up, you know, maybe just push this one to the right and make your logo over here to the left. They also kind of, they don't stick out enough. I would make them bold at least. The color with the white background works, but it's too thin of a font, so I think just slightly. I mean, that's a minor critique here, though. Hi there, I am Saeed, or I don't know how to pronounce that. And then we have an issue with here, what's called, like I talk about all the time, visual hierarchy. You're not really sure where your eye is supposed to go first because they're too similar. Yeah, this is smaller, but this should, you know, be bold. There we go. That's like 1,000 times better. And then this one maybe just slightly, what is this? Okay. Yeah, this one would be slightly, it's almost perfect right there though. Maybe just slightly smaller in font size. All right. Now we have an issue here. This type is just too small. And then, you know, this overlining, the quote over here is it needs to be pushed over so it's not overlapping. The call to action button, the text itself, I would be pushing that down. Things need to be spaced out a little bit more, especially on this desktop resolution. Showcases, this is a pretty good solid headline right here. You have a good white space, so that's good. I'm not a fan of making separating these by making an element darker right here. I would make this white and maybe just bold right here, and then push things down. Everything's condensed quite a bit right there, so give them more room vertically. Same thing over here. All right, overall pretty solid. Just some small changes would make a big difference. All right, we're at 53 minutes. Let's look at the next one. Who was that? All right, this is Saeed. Let's see here. I'm going to be done. I'm probably will only do a couple more. But if you really want me to review your portfolio, send a super chat and mention your Discord username in the super chat text. All right. Johan Banta. Okay. We have a oh great. Somebody's at my door right now, ringing the doorbell and nobody else is home. Great. Oh, interesting. Ooh, wait. Nope. That might be a little bit too intense. I mean, I don't have the greatest computer, but that was it's lagging quite a bit. All right, so the about and work and contact, I would probably stick to standard conventions for that. Maybe put that up top. But let me come down here. All right. Not sure to think about this. I would left align this and make it smaller. No, actually I would put it over here in the about section and then push this stuff up. All right. And that looks pretty good. Hey guys, I have to take a break real quick. This sucks. My dog is left outside, I forgot, and somebody is on my door. So I'll be right back real fast. right, I'm back. Oh. All right. Left my dog outside. All right. I'm here. Don't worry. Don't crap your pants. All right. This is not too bad right here. Just kind of, I don't know. That might be a little bit large, but yeah, just some small things. I actually like the color and the color and contrast. You definitely get that right. But just some small things here. Overall, pretty solid in terms of layout and such. Just some small things. All right, let's check out the next one. Who was that? Johan. Let's see here. Wait. Did I already review that one? Don't resubmit stuff unless that dude had the same name. I'll check it out though. Yeah, I already reviewed your site, dude. What are you doing? Unless somebody else was submitting your site just to be an ass. All right, here's my portfolio. All right, it's 56 minutes. I'm gonna do all the way until 4 more minutes till we get to an hour, and then if you want me to review yours, you'll just have to pay a super chat, and I'll wait a couple minutes for that to happen. If no one does it, well, peace. All right, come on, dude, load up, load up. There we go. All right. We have a menu up here. No, that's not bad. It looks pixelated though. You know what? That may just be my monitor because it doesn't like 1920 by 1080 and it just gets blurry. But this isn't too bad. I would separate these out. You know, this part, the subheadline from the top up here, just a little bit more. Maybe make it larger. I mean, for this resolution or this viewport at least, you have more room, so you can definitely increase this big time, and it would make more sense. Simple though. An issue with I'm a big fan of separating things out. So I'd make this bolder and maybe bigger from this kind of sub headline area. Overall, very good though. It's pretty easy to read. Maybe make this slightly bigger, but I like the call to action. Everything's pretty simple here. Now that's a no-go right there because you can't read this text with this background. So either get rid of the background entirely or definitely put opacity like, you know, you're going to want to make that like 0.03 opacity. Really get that down so we can actually see the type on top of it. All right, this over here, this looks all pretty solid. Little tab-based sub-navigation. I like that. Yeah, I like the way you've done the, these are all solid. The way you've done the thumbnails. Yeah, again, just fade that out or get rid of it entirely. Pretty good menu here, easy to see. Good call to action. All right, pretty solid. All right, let's keep going here. We have room for one more. That's it. One more is all I'm doing. And then if you want yours, you can do the super chat thing. All right, we're gonna do chingas.net. I don't know. That sounds fishy. I'm just waiting for somebody to send a porn site. No, it's not. It's not fishy. Well, yeah, front end developer. Okay, says it there in the title. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's my crappy internet. And they can get away with crappy service because they have virtually no competition because of the stupid government. God, I hate the government. I don't know what's happening here that I can't sit here forever though. Oh, there it goes. All right. By the way, that probably would have loaded a lot faster. I have a 100 meg connection download speed, but there's issues with my internet right now, so you can't really blame him too much. Okay, so right here, I don't know. You have you have all this screen real estate, and I'm not talking about design. I'm talking about you know, trying to put whatever makes the most sense when somebody lands on your site. You have this menu here. I would probably include some of this information here as well, because it just makes most sense, because otherwise you're requiring an action to be taken from your visitors in order to find out more about you, when you could already just put this stuff right here, I would say. So a lot of times when it comes to personal portfolios, as I've been reviewing, I'm probably not a fan of, you know, just having this, you know, your name with what you are and that's it. When it comes to above the fold, I'll probably include more stuff. Because, like, you know, for the same reason I said. All right, so that's a cool. I can tell this is either like a Vue or React or Angular type site. I'm going back, and it seems like, yeah, we have a alternating page transition animations, and they're random, it seems like. All right, cool, I guess. All right, so this feels like a design within a design almost. One thing I would do is just expand it with like an even amount of padding, like up here, just so you have all this room to work with. Might as well just expand it out. Get rid of these. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of these borders right here randomly. It kind of distracts the eye. Oh, this is a well, you could leave that because it's a scroll based. It's a scroll bar, but I would get rid of that because it doesn't really serve much of a purpose. About me, I would make that stick out a lot more. It doesn't make sense to give priority over this too much. It's a minor gripe though. All right, good call to action. Resume. Pretty solid, easy to read. Good stuff. Yeah, not bad. Let's check out the contact. Contact's easy to see. Personally, I'm never a fan of the I'm not a robot thing, because sometimes these can be a massive pain in the ass. Especially when they give you the signs, like the little tiles, and you're supposed to match them. It's like, dude, I'm not trying to take a quiz. I personally would just deal with the spam and just make it easy as possible for people to contact me. There's been times I actually have not even contacted people because of the CAPTCHA things. It's such a pain in the ass at times. All right, overall not too bad. I'm not sure. I'm not much of a fan with the logo colors. I'd probably change that up because of that greenish teal color with the burnt orange. Yeah, I would change it up slightly. All right, overall not too bad. All right, guys. So let's see here. Now it's already been over an hour. If you do want me to review, today, right now, send a super chat. And I will do it. And so I'll take a look at some of your comments. If none come through, then we'll just end it. And if somebody wants me to desperately review their portfolio, people who've already submitted it down here, or somebody else, then just submit the super chat and I will review it before I conclude. Otherwise, we'll be done here in a few minutes. And so I'll go ahead and check out some of the comments here. Pop out chat. I'm not sure if I should even be showing this page right now. Let's see if anybody has like questions or anything. How many average watchers are normally watching on a live stream? Today was a little bit less than normal. Usually it's like 120. But Fridays kind of suck anyways. I've had as much as 300 plus, but I just do the live streams on Friday. Effects of net neutrality. I've never really got real big into the whole net neutrality concept, although I'm always for not giving the government more control over something. A lot of people like to say that the big corporations, they're real evil, but the only way they can be evil usually is because they're colluding with the government. So a lot of people say down with capitalism and get rid of property rights and all that stuff. And no, I take the opposite approach. You know, get rid of the state. Fucking hate the state. All right, how many average? Oh, you already said that. Flat rates or hourly. Usually I just do flat rates and I make sure I get every single piece of detail from them. And I said, this is what you're getting for this money. If you want to add on more, we'll just recalculate a new price afterwards. All right. Nobody wants to pay me anything. I made a whopping $33 last month. No big deal. That's all right. I'm going to be done here momentarily. And then we'll be back on Monday with new videos. Should I use Angular for animations on my portfolio? Animations are worth it, sweet, if they make sense and you don't overdo them and you do them correctly. So my answer is yes, only if you do them correctly. All right, we're going to do Mikey for the win. Thank you. All right. Let's check this out. If anybody else wants me to do a portfolio review, go ahead and send the super chat. You got to pay me. All right. I like the colors. This black and this type of orangish reddish color. I would definitely increase this. I mean, you understand how to separate things in terms of you know, like the visual hierarchy, but this needs increased a bit, quite a bit actually. Let me take this and then font size. Let's see. That's better right there. We can actually see it at this point. And then if you're going to use all this screen real estate here and you have this kind of navigation, you know, I would put it down a little bit, separate it out a little bit more. Or margin bottom, rather. Damn it. Why is that not working? Hold on. Okay, not that much. What am I doing? Maybe, yeah, just a little more like that, because you do have the space already. And that's better. So I'll refresh, and this is what the old version was like. So yeah, you can't read that, and things are a little bit too close. Let's check out about. All right, 19-year-old student. All right. I would make this... It seems real bland right here in this content section with the type. So I would definitely, you know, like for instance, where it says, hi, I'm, you know, such and such, I would make this larger so that it doesn't seem so monotone in appearance. The fun facts thing, I would probably style this up a little bit different, not underline it, make it bolder, larger. All right, let's check out logos. Looks like pretty solid logos here. Like this one. Definitely not a beginning logo designer. So this is all pretty solid, easy to use. Cover art. Must not be anything there, I would assume, because I can't see them. It's probably in development. Yeah, assuming I'm not missing, because my internet's wrong, if this is the actual background color and this is white, you can barely even see the navigation. I can't click on anything either. Oh, it's an overlay that's applied. I would change that. I would just make it darker or something like that instead of lighter, because it feels like you should be able to click these, but you can't. Yeah, my internet's been screwed up today, but I can see that they're loading. And they look pretty solid from what I see. Check out the contact section. All right, internet being slow again. This is all pretty solid. Yeah, very solid. Just some small things, but overall pretty effective. Good stuff. Thanks for the super chat as well. I'm going to go back here. All right, guys. Yeah, UI from scratch. I'm thinking about doing a paid course soon where I go real in depth into that type of stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. And we'll do this next week at Friday, but otherwise I'll see you Monday with new tutorials and such. All right. I'll see you guys. Wait, let me make sure, because that was the last comment. I want to make sure nothing else came through in the main YouTube page. I'm going to close this out. There's my live dashboard. All right, guys. I will see you next time. All right. See you later.